Some game developers become legend. Others are more like ghosts, their code living on after they have left. But what happens when one of these ghosts decides to come back? This is the story of a programmer from a beloved, defunct kids game who returned to its fan-run successor. His visit unintentionally hold up a mirror to the community, forcing a hard look at the very principles the game was built on. Before there was Toontown Rewritten, there was Disney's Toontown Online, a massive multiplayer online game that put you, a cartoon animal, in a never-ending slapstick war against corporate robots called cogs. It was charming, a little goofy, and for a lot of kids, their very first online game. One of the programmers who helped bring this world to life was Ron Weaver. Beginning in 2001, he was a game programmer for Walt Disney Imagineering, working on Toontown Online. While it's hard to pin down every line of code wrote, he was one of the original programmers on the game, helping build the system that made it all work. This included programming the entire trap and lure gag system and contributing to other gags such as Throw and Squirt. He was also responsible for programming over 60 of the cogs attacks, meaning you can thank him now for how relentlessly the cogs harass players today. After his time at Disney, Weaver moved on, building a diverse career that took him from theme park attractions to a position as a technical design director, teaching the next generation of game developers. For years, his work on Toontown was just a single line on a long resume. But for the fans who refused to let the game die, he was part of history. When Disney pulled the plug on Toontown Online in 2013, a group of dedicated fans decided to do the impossible. They launched Toontown Rewritten, a non-profit project that painstakingly restored the game. It wasn't built from scratch so much as it was carefully pieced back together. Today, it's a thriving community with over 2 million registered accounts, and it was into his world that Ron Weaver reappeared, not as a developer, but as a player. His return culminated in a special guest appearance at Toonfest Orlando in 2025, a real-world convention for the game's fans. Here was one of the original wizards stepping out from behind the curtain. During a panel, he shared development stories that fans had ever dreamed of hearing, detailing the intricate thought process behind specific cog attacks and animation. He praised Toontown Rewritten, relating it to Walt Disney's original desire for families to play together, and how the fan-ran project allowed him to finally share the game he helped create with his own kid. For the fan developers, his presence was the ultimate validation, a living link between the game's corporate past and its passionate, community-driven future. The man who helped build the world was now an honored guest. But Weaver's return wasn't just a nostalgic trip. It coincided with a growing debate inside the Toontown Rewritten community about its own rules and moderation. The original Toontown Online had straightforward rules against obvious things like rude behavior or sharing personal information. But as a fan-run project, Toontown Rewritten's moderation became more complex. On the forums and social media, a debate was shimmering. Some players felt the moderation had become too strict, sharing antidote of infractions for in-game actions that weren't clearly malicious, like strategic disagreements or gameplay choices that others deemed selfish. This is where Weaver's return felt so significant. It wasn't that he caused this debate, but his presence served as a powerful reminder of the game's original's simple intent to be a safe, welcoming, and fun place for all ages. His return seemed to highlight the core values of the original, prompting a renewed focus on making sure the fan-run version honored that spirit. This tension between safety and freedom is something every online community struggles with, not just Toontown. How do you think an online community should balance safety and freedom? It's a conversation that's far from over. Ron Weaver's return to Toontown was as a player, not a programmer. He didn't come to write code or change the game, but sharing his memories and praising the project for its passion. He held up a mirror to the community. His visit was an accidental history lesson, reminding a new generation of developers that they weren't just preserving a game, but the simple, fun ideal it was built in the first place.